Hi everyone, fB here to bring you the 4th race in Season 4 of fB's Weekly, powered by raggadjungle.biz, the #1 website for ragga jungle music, and Team Acer. This is an endurance race that I host every Saturday. The track that will be used is released just before the race goes live and is a mixture of different styles that you find in Stadium, such as tech, dirt, speed, obstacles, etc. No registration is needed to participate, simply join the server before starting time and you will be eligible to play. Right now we're seeing some warm-ups on this week's track, which is Patience by Saper. And here is a closer look at the season. It will now consist of 10 races in total. Top 15 will get points in every race, with the person getting the best lap receiving 5 bonus points. And it's your 7 best results that will matter. For this season, raggadjungle.biz and Team Acer are sponsoring the race with €1,000, which will be divided between top 15 after the season is over. Also new for this edition is that I will be running a time attack season in conjunction with the normal race. Pretty much got the same format, and we'll also have some prize money, which is based on contributions through Twitch and YouTube. Last week, the 3rd race of the season took place, with the winner being Roa ahead of Sand and Raisons. In the total standings, Roa has now also taken over the lead with 92 points ahead of Sand at 2nd with 78, and Wally at 3rd with 74 points. Then we got Morris89 at 4th, Haviflyer at 5th, Spam at 6th, Tween at 7th, Flyer at 8th, Raisons at 9th, Shorty at 10th, Saber at 11th, Arel at 12th, Jerem at 13th, Link at 14th, and Carl Jr. at 15th place. If you want to find out more information about this race, that can be found below the stream or the VOD. And we are about 1 minute before the race will start. Let's see who is driving this week. I saw Roa earlier on the server, but I can't find him now, but hopefully he's playing this week as well. And then we got Sand, who is driving. Took 2nd place last week and is also at 2nd place in the season. And let's see if Wally is also driving. Did see him earlier. Might be further back in the ranking. So 20 minutes or 20 seconds left to go. The amount of laps this time will be 22. The race will take about 45 minutes for first place to finish. And then a 10-minute timer will start for everyone else to finish as well. Alright, so 5 seconds left. Good luck, have fun. Starting to be written in the chat, and I did see Roa in the chat, so he is driving. So let's disable it and wish everyone good luck, have fun. So this map is Patience, made by Saper, and it's not the easiest map ever. Can be pretty difficult, and as I discovered before the race started, it's kind of hard to learn. Some checkpoints are a bit hidden, but here we go. Live into the first lap following Sand. So we have first this respawn checkpoint, but as you see with Sand, it's actually faster not to respawn, although Sand did not do it that well. Then we have a small obstacle part followed by a speed section. First this half pipe, and then a wall ride. And that is the speed section, not a very long one as usual. Can be a bit hard to get this drift going as we enter the dirt section. First a long turn to the right. Sand currently at 34th place, Haviflyer in the lead. Right and left turns before we enter this part. So this checkpoint here to the right, a lot of people missed. Seems like most people know where to go now though. Going up on the platform here, you can do a neo drift there, I think, if you're good at it. Then we'll have a small obstacle part. Jump to the left here, you can go for a wall hit, which Sand will go for. However, he didn't do it that well. But seems like he did it better than most people. Will go up to 12th place. This jump here can be a bit tricky. Sand does it pretty well, goes up to 10th place now. Aurel has taken over the lead. Looks like Haviflyer has dropped down to 16th place. We have a small tech section here. It's not that much flow in this map, as you can tell. Oh, and I also forgot to tell how many people started in the race. 158 are currently driving now, probably a bit more that started it. So we have a underground section before the end of the map, and Sand will go up to 5th place. Entering lap 2, Aurel is the current leader, who took 3rd place in race 2, currently at 12th place in the season. We'll see Morris89 and Can passing him though. Can goes up in the lead. He is not in the top 15. Was at 14th place in the first race, and I think that is his only top 15 position this season. Looking to get a good result this time. He has been on the podium in the past in the race. I think he's been at 3rd place if I'm not mistaken. Good dirt part there from Aurel, will pass Can. Sand is at 3rd place right now, not that far behind. Morris89 at 4th. But Raysons will pass him. Raysons took 3rd place. Ooh, and Morris89 actually not going for the checkpoint cut. Raysons will make a small mistake and fall down to 13th place with that. Ooh, and a bad landing as well. Will allow a couple of more players to pass him. Flyer goes up to 3rd place. Of course, the winner of Season 3, currently at 5th place, has not had as good of a start as he did in Season 3, but still definitely a strong contender to win the title. And of course the 500 euro that will go to 1st place. And Flyer took 4th place last week and also won the best lap, so got the 5 bonus points. Goes up to 3rd place now, behind Aurel and Sand. So get a huge lag spike. Mania Planet also crashed for me before the race started. Well, hopefully it's not gonna happen during the race. Jerem will pass Flyer and go up to 3rd place. Good stuff. There's Morris89 at 5th, Shorty at 6th, but they will pass Jerem. Goes down to 6th place now. Flyer at 7th. We got Tween also driving this week at 8th. Wally at 9th. Wally has not had that much, I guess, luck so far in the season. He had that flip in, was it race 2 maybe? I can't remember exactly. And then last week he actually missed the start with about 50 seconds, I think, because he had some lag. So he started 50 seconds behind everyone else, but in the end he was like 35 seconds or so behind the 1st place and took 9th. So a strong comeback from Wally, and had he not had that slow start, he probably would have won the race. And it's still, of course, doing well in the season at 3rd place. So yeah, Wally could also win. Still a lot of races left to go, and of course, as I mentioned before, your 7 best results will be what counts. So Wally at 6th place now. Can has gone down to 7th, was in the lead. Flyer instead taking over that 1st place. Oh, and that's a huge crash from Can. Will have to respawn, falls on his back. Gonna cost him a lot of positions, down to 14, no, 17, no, 21st, 22nd, 23rd place for Can. Not a good section at all there for Can. So outside of top 15 right now. Let's see who else is in top 15 though. Link for AT Gaming at 10th. Shark at 11th. Raysons at 12th. Sky at 13th place. Sky took 12th last week. We got Nutella at 14th, and last player in top 15 is Coscos at 15th place. And I should really disable these private messages. I don't really need to hear that you think it's the worst map ever, because I definitely don't agree with that. It's a map that doesn't have much flow, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad map. So yeah, not really any point in writing that you don't like the map, because it's all you know, personal, what you like and what you don't like. Alright, anyways, Flyer in the lead. He has won the race 4 times, been on the podium 11 times in total. And it's been one of those players that recently has started doing really well. He has played for a long time in the race, but wasn't always a contender for the podium positions. But now definitely is one of the best players, as we see Aurel sneaking up just behind Javi Flyer. Ooh, good speed from Javi Flyer though. At the blue section. Sand still keeping that 3rd place. He is a bit behind though with 2 seconds. Oh, and does a good wall hit, but then has his right wheel stuck. So Shorty will go up to 3rd place now. Shorty, who is currently at 10th place in the season, took 9th in the first race, 7th in the second, and then in the 3rd race he wasn't in top 15. Not sure if he actually played. But yeah, Shorty of course 16 times in total on the podium. No stranger to doing well, but despite that has only won the race once. Holds the record for the most amount of second places with 11. Still very close to in the top. It's 8 seconds between 1st and 10th place. Wally at 5th. As we see Aurel claiming the 2nd local record. Wally the 4th, Morris 89 the 8th. Shark the 3rd. Javi Flyer got the fastest time right now, 202.82. The only player under 103. Morris 89 behind Wally at 6th. We got Jerem at 7th. Link at 8th. Shark at 9th. Tween at 10th. Flyer at 11th. Nutella at 12th. Sky at 13th. Can has gone back into top 15, is at 14th place, and then Roa at 15th place. Last week's winner not doing as good early on into the race. We are into lap 5 out of 22. Oh, and Roa will clip the door as we enter this blue section of the map. Still keeping that 15th place though, just behind Nutella, Can and Sky. Aurel has now taken over the lead ahead of Javi Flyer at 2nd place, who stumbles a bit. Not oh, and then he hits the checkpoint as well. 2 bad turns in a row there from Javi Flyer, and he will drop down to 5th place. Will allow Shorty, Sand and Morris 89 to pass him. That's how quickly it can go. And here's Wally, not far behind at 6th. Oh, and Wally will hit the door now as we enter this next section of the map, the last one before the next lap. So Wally will go down to 8th place. Link and Jerem will pass him. Aurel with another good time, 202.83. 100 behind Javi Flyer. So very good start here for Aurel, playing for Lioncast. 12th place in the season. If he takes 1st place though, he will get 40 points, and with that climb the rankings a lot. Maybe even, I don't know if he can go up to top 3 though. Probably not, but definitely will improve his position. Shorty has now gone up to 2nd place, but he's 4.5 seconds behind Aurel. So Aurel is running away with it at the moment. Sand at 3rd place now. 1700s behind Shorty. Alright, let's take a look at some other players who are driving further back in the pack. We got Spam driving. I know Spam is actually not... I think he's at vacation and not playing on his normal computer, so that's probably the reason why he's only at 29th place here. Still trying though to get some points, of course, in the season. He's currently at 6th place with 61 points. And it's your 7 best results that will count. So I mean, I guess he will be back from his vacation and can still be a contender to win. See what else we got. We have Hobby driving this week for Fun Team. At 45th place, got his teammate Magic Man in front and Vince behind him. And then we have Bara driving at 58th place behind Skoonsor and ahead of Lunik. We also got Snella Jasper, who's made a map in the past. Currently at 75th place behind, or 74th now, behind Soren and ahead of a player without a name for some reason. We also see Haviflyer actually improving his local record to 2.62. Good time. Currently got the 5 bonus points. Who else do we have? We got Volnera for fB's, French player, at 87th place behind Andre and ahead of Yona. We got Krabel from Canada at 103rd place. I think this is a new player driving for the first time. Behind Sharky and ahead of Gwen. And see here if you can find the last player. We still got 124 players driving. Oh, Raysons is not driving anymore. Raysons is out of the race. Interesting. I wonder if he got a disconnect. Could have definitely been the reason why. Anyways, who's the current last player? I think this is it. Sotnor at 121st place. So yeah, Raysons will not get any points this week. Let's go back to the top. It's still Aurel occupying first place. And now he's increased his lead as well. He's 6 seconds ahead of Shodi at second. So yeah, I mean, Aurel could be the winner. He seems to have figured out this track. It's definitely not an easy map to learn in just 15 minutes. So if you're a quick learner, then you definitely have an advantage on this kind of map. And Aurel seems to have figured it out. Haviflyer at 3rd place. Still keeping that best lap. So I mean, he can drive as good as Aurel, but Aurel is keeping a better pace. More consistent. We see Sandemaris 89 passing Haviflyer, and Wally out of the blue will claim the first local record to 2.27. He's at 6th and Shorty drops down to 5th place. And of course, oh, and then he hits the road as well. Gonna lose additional time, and that means that Aurel is now 7 seconds ahead of 2nd place, which is Sand. So yeah, it's not an easy map. Definitely see some mistakes. Shorty going for that wall hit. And Aurel has never won the race before, I believe. So this would be his first place if you can keep it all the way to the end. We'll see. Drem here at 7th, and we got Link at 8th. Tween has gained 1 position at 9th now, I guess because Raysons is no longer driving. We got Can at 10th, had such a good start, but is doing a good job climbing the rankings though. Shark at 11th, we got Roa at 12th, gained 3 positions. Yoshi at 13th, Koskos at 14th, and Natella is the last player to receive any points this week. Haviflyer has now gone up to 2nd place, but it's a close battle between him and Sand. We've seen this before. Especially remember the first time they had a close fight when Haviflyer was on his way to win the race for the first time, was in the lead, only got a couple of turns left of the last lap, and then he made a huge crash and Sand would pass him to take first place. But since then Haviflyer has won many times. And I think he has learned to handle that last lap pressure, because it's definitely a huge amount of pressure that comes with starting that last lap at first place, especially if you only have a minor lead. It's a bit easier if you have like a couple of seconds, but as I recall, fB'Flyer was only like 2 or 3 seconds ahead of Sand, so makes it a bit harder. And yeah, they are definitely catching up to Aurel. 5 seconds behind him now. So not a good lap so far for Aurel. So we'll see if he will lose his first place or not. Continues to be very close between Sand and fB'Flyer, and then Wally is about 1 second behind them. Even less than that, 7100s. We are into lap 9 out of 22. fB's weekly season 4, race 4. And this season is powered by ragadjungle.biz and Team Acer with 1000 euro. First place will go home with 500 euro, second place 250 euro, third place 100 euro, fourth place 50 euro, fifth place 30 euro, sixth place 20 euro, 7th place 10 euro, and then 8th to 15th place will take home 5 euro. And then, as I mentioned, you also got a time attack season with the first place winning 20 euro, second place 15 euro, and third place 5 euro. And we saw Marius89 winning the time attack competition this week on the last week's map, A Living Legend by Retinik and Stompy. fB'Flyer keeping that second place and is now less than 4 seconds ahead of Aurel. And then Wally will claim the local record, 201.89. Actually, fB'Flyer had it first. Then Wally took it back on the same lap. So we also have a very interesting battle for that best lap. And yeah, the best lap, I mean, it's 5 bonus points. It's definitely worth going for it. And I have a feeling this season will be extremely close because of the prize pot. So the players are definitely trying extra hard to get as much points as possible. They are now a trio of players, fB'Flyer, Sand and Wally. Then we got 2 seconds down to Marius89 at 5th. Jerem a bit further behind at 6th, Shorty at 7th, Tween at 8th, Link now entering this part at 9th place, Can at 10th, Roa at 11th, Yoshi at 12th, Koskos at 13th, Natella at 14th, and then we got Mania Kellis. I guess this is Mania style, yeah. Of course, a reminder again that I prefer if you use the same nickname. Makes it easier for me to keep track of the score. Oh, and San now less than 3 seconds behind Aurel. fB'Flyer seems to have lost 2 seconds at the end of the lap. So he's now a bit behind Wally and Sand, who are trying to hunt down Aurel. And yeah, if this keeps going, then Aurel will definitely lose his first place. It seems like he figured out the track a bit quicker than the others, but now that the others have learned the track a bit more, it's clear to me that they are catching up rapidly to Aurel. So within the next few laps we might see a new leader of the race. And will it be Sand? And if Sand wins this week, he will take over first place, considering Roa is only at 11th place right now. So I believe Sand will be in front of Roa with a few points. And maybe also Wally. So Roa might drop down to 3rd place. And yeah, they are now 2 seconds behind Aurel. Gained 1 second halfway through this next lap. You see RL leaving the blue section, going up on the platform now. And here is Sand and Wally. Not behind at all. Oh, actually, they will lose quite a lot of time here. Wally drops down to 4th place, and also Sand lost like 1 second on RL. So a good section there from RL, and at the same time, Wally especially will do a small blunder and lose a bit of time here. Harvey Flyer will pass him, and that will also allow Marius89 to get a bit closer at 5th. He's also a contender to win the season at 4th place right now with 73 points. Only 1 point behind Wally and 5 points behind Sand. Oh, and now RL will lose 1 second again. Yeah, this is starting to look a bit grim for RL. Of course, he's still doing well. I mean, even if he doesn't take first, this will be a very good result for him if he keeps it up. We're starting to see some gaps between the players, especially between 5th and 6th place. Wally and Jerem are about 5 seconds between them. Good time there from Marius89 to 2.63. Tween also with a good time. Claims the 6th local record. And Roa claims the 4th, but Wally still with the fastest time, 2:01.89, the only time under 1:02 or 2:02. So see if he will keep it. Sand 1 turn behind RL. But he seems to be doing this part maybe a bit better. Maybe gets a bit more speed than Sand. Yeah, I think he might leave that quarter pipe with a bit more speed. Sand trying to get a bit more grip on the road, but I think it's actually faster to like jump a bit after the quarter pipe. This climb here is not that easy, so we could see big time losses here. Also in this jump here, if you're not precise enough. And he will end up hitting the checkpoint. But yeah, Sand 1.5 seconds behind RL. In the fight for 1st place. Wally was together with Sand, but now is together with Harvey Flyer instead. In a very exciting fight for 3rd place. Wally will pass Harvey Flyer and take over that 3rd place right now. Then we got Marius89 at 5th. Still could get on the podium. Jerem is 5 seconds behind Marius, so yeah, huge gap. I don't know if Jerem can actually gain any more positions here. It's gonna be tough for sure. As we see RL and Sand improving their times. Wow, they are driving fast. 2nd and 3rd local records. Next player is Tween, entering the next lap now at 7th place. We are into lap 13 out of 22. I guess we could get an overview look. We got 99 players still driving, so I kind of anticipated that there would be fewer players finishing this week, considering the difficulty level of this map. But that's okay. So yeah, let's just go through the live rankings. RL in the lead, ahead of Sand with almost 2 seconds now. And then we got Wally at 3rd. Well, not anymore. Harvey Flyer will pass him, but they have a close fight for 3rd place. Marius89 at 5th, Jerem at 6th, Tween at 7th, Shody at 8th, Can at 9th, Roa at 10th, Link at 11th, Yoshi at 12th, Koskos at 13th, Flyer at 14th, and Mania Style at 15th place, ahead of Natella. So that is the current top 15. Here is the current leader, RL. Ooh, and Sand almost only 1 second behind now. Still have not caught up completely to RL, as I thought he would a couple of laps ago. But at one point RL was 7 seconds ahead of Sand, so Sand has gained quite a lot. There's no question about it. Wally has now built up a lead of 1.5 seconds ahead of Haviflyer. Of course, had he not made his mistake a couple of laps ago, he would have been together with Sand. Ooh, and a great time there from Arel, and then Sand with the better time 1 second later. 201.88 by Arel, and then 0.60 by Sand, and then Wally claims the local record as well. 201.53. 3 local records in a row. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So the top 3 players are also setting the fastest times. And right now it's Wally having the local record, and look at this! Sand now only 1500s behind Arel. Better turn here, entering the dirt, and he might pass him after it's over. Ah no, not the best exit from Sand. Lost his grip a bit, and Arel will keep that first place, but this is developing into a very exciting fight for first place between Arel and Sand. 8 laps to go of the race. Oh, and Sand was very, very close to hitting the checkpoint. Looked like he almost didn't get the drift. And Haviflyer in the meantime has now dropped down to 5th place. Has allowed Morris89 to pass him. So now we have quite the gap from 3rd to 4th place. 4 seconds between Wally and Morris89. So it looks like Arel, Sand and Wally will be the players on the podium this week. Alright. Will Sand pass Arel in this lap? Okay, he is ahead of him, but in the next checkpoint Arel might still be in front. No! Sand is the new leader, but not for long. Arel with more speed going down the hill. As they enter the underground section. It's neck and neck between Sand and Arel for first place and 40 points. And it could be also that one of them will get the best lap and the 5 bonus points. And Sand will now pass Arel, entering lap 15 and claiming the first local record. And then Wally claims the first local record a few seconds later. Whoa, that is an insane time by Wally. 2 minutes 42 hundredths. Wow. It's almost 1 second ahead of Sand's best time. Wally definitely have figured out the track now. But is it too late? He is gaining on Arel now, who is half a second behind Sand. Oh, who gets a no drift, and Wally will pass him. Wally up to 2nd place, trying to catch up to Sand. Seeing some changes in the top here late into the race. Still a couple of laps left to go. A lot can still happen, and if Wally keeps up this pace, then he should catch up to Sand. Although Sand is of course not driving that slow. We see that Wally will go for that neo drift up on the platform. I think Wally is... I think he's the best player in the world doing that neo drift. I mean, he is so consistent at doing it. It's crazy to me. And he just takes advantage of it every time. And look at this. He's only 88 hundredths behind Sand now. He's on a great lap again. Could be another improvement on his best time. 61 hundredths behind now. Wally is driving like a maniac. Meantime, Arel at 3rd place now. Had that 1st place for so long. 2 seconds behind Sand. Can he come back from this? I'm not so sure. Probably will keep his 3rd place though. 7 seconds ahead of Morris89 at 4th place. This is now a fight between Sand and Wally for 1st place. And Wally had that crash a couple of laps ago. Otherwise probably would have been in the lead right now. And both these players are high up in the rankings in the season as well. Roa is the current leader, but he's at 10th place in this race. So I believe he will lose his 1st place. Haviflyer will claim the 3rd local record, 201.86. Took home the best lap last week, but I don't know if he can reach Wally's time. That was a crazy, crazy fast time by Wally. Trying to hunt down Sand, who gets a bad wall hit, and Wally has gone up in the lead. That wall hit is risky. I don't know if it's worth taking it. Wally is the new leader of the race. 2 seconds ahead of Sand, who joins up with Aurel now. We got Morris A9 still at 4th, Javi Flyer at 5th, Tween at 6th, Jerem at 7th, Shorty at 8th, we got Can at 9th, Roa at 10th, Link at 11th. Whoa, and Link is, whoa, he's 14 seconds behind Roa. Wow, that is a huge gap between 10th and 11th place. I did not expect that. Flyer at 12th, Costco's at 13th, Yoshi at 14th, and Nutella at 15th, but he has had a bad part here in the speed section, will go down to 19th place. Instead, Thompson is now at 15th place. We gotta follow Wally now in the lead. Into lap 16, soon lap 17 out of 22. Did not have the best start of this race either, but definitely a much better than last week where he missed the start with 50 seconds. Still took 9th place though. But this time it seems like he might take first and get the 40 points. And 45 points since he also got the best lap. I think it's gonna be hard for him to lose that best lap. Entering the next lap now. Here's Sand entering the next lap as well. Morel at 3rd place. And then Javi Flyer 5.5 seconds behind. Will claim the second local record to 1.13. So maybe Javi Flyer would be the person that could beat Wally in the best lap. He has won 2 best laps so far in the season, so he's no stranger to getting the fastest time. See if he can do it. Sand now 3 seconds behind Wally, who is driving on the edge. Doing really well. Link will also get set a good time to 1.81. So here's the platform part where Wally will go for that Neo Drift. Oh, I think he actually didn't get it this time. Yeah, he got the no drift. But even if you don't get it, you don't really lose that much time. And a good obstacle part as well for Wally. Goes a lot to the left before this jump slows down a bit as well. A sign of taking it a bit safer. Trying to play on the result. Sometimes that is the best strat. Sand is not really catching up anything. In fact, he's losing a bit of time. 3 seconds, 27 hundredths behind now in the next checkpoint. Wally entering the underground. Soon entering lap 18. Here's Sand. At 2nd place, Aurel continues to lose time. And actually, Javi Flyer is now ahead of Aurel. Aurel in the lead for so many laps and now is down to 4th place. And he could lose 1 more position as well. Morris 89 at 5th here. Then we have a gap of 7 seconds down to Jerem at 6th. Tween still at 7th. Shorty still at 8th. Roa at 9th. Can at 10th, and then Link is 8 or 9 seconds behind Can at 11th place. Flyer at 12th, far behind Link. Yoshi at 13th, Costco's at 14th, and now Revi at 15th place. Thompson drops down to 18th, but it's really close though between a lot of players here. Mania Style, Saber, Thompson, and Revi, they are all close to each other, so we'll see who will take the points. Revi will enter the next lap. Mania Style will pass him. Back to the top. Oh! And a huge crash there from Sand. Leaving the platform. See how much that will cost him. As he crosses the next checkpoint, he is now almost 4 seconds behind Wally. Cannot afford those kind of mistakes. Whoa, that was a risky jump from Wally. Very, very close to hitting the checkpoint. Oh, and Sand! What is Sand doing? He respawns! Sand respawns and is down to 5th place! Hobbyflyer goes up to 2nd, Aurel at 3rd. In a flash, Sand is down to 5th place. And no longer in the podium. Wally, though, keeping 1st place and is now 7 seconds ahead of 2nd place. More and more looking like Wally will take home the race. Will he also take home the best lap? We'll see. He's into lap 19 out of 22 now. And he will actually respawn in this checkpoint. Interesting. I don't think it's faster, but maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll see. Hobbyflyer not going for it. Yeah, I think Wally is probably just safing it now. Definitely playing on the result. Because it's not that easy to turn around at the respawn checkpoint. So he's definitely playing on the result. Hobbyflyer will gain a bit of time here. Or not. But yeah, I don't see Hobbyflyer catching up this much. Unless Wally will respawn like Sand did. I mean, that could happen. If it happened to Sand, it can happen to Wally. Aurel back on the podium now at 3rd place. 5.5 seconds ahead of Sand. Can he get back? We'll see. He's far ahead of Jerem though with 3 seconds. Who has passed Maurice89, who's now at 6th. Oh, and... Whoa, what's happening? Maurice89 is no longer driving. Oh, whoa, what was that? A huge lag spike from Maurice89, I think. And he will have to respawn. He's now down to 8th place. That is unfortunate for Maurice89. Was at 6, now at 8. Shorty and Tween will pass him. And yeah, Hobbyflyer is definitely catching up to Wally now. 6.5 seconds behind. I guess Maurice89 should be lucky in a way that he didn't get an invalid time, because that's usually what happens in those scenarios. But he's still driving, at least still in top 15, and will still get some points in the season. Alright, here is Wally about to enter lap 20 out of 22. Will he be the winner? This would be Wally's 7th time winning the race. And his 13th time on the podium. With that, he will pass Omnipots, who is at 5th place in the most amount of podium placements. Omnipots, who has not driven in the race for like 6 months now. Unfortunately, I think if Omnipots drove in the season, he would also be a strong contender for 1st place. And a good time there from Hobbyflyer, 2 minutes 51 hundredths. Close to Hobbyflyer. Ooh, and Wally will have a bad wall hit there, and Hobbyflyer will definitely catch up now. Definitely catching up now to Wally. He's 3 seconds behind him. Will we see a fight between Hobbyflyer and Wally for 1st place? It could happen. And yeah, as I was saying, Hobbyflyer now is really close to Wally in the local wreckage. 900s behind him, so we'll see who's gonna win the best lap and who is going to win the race. Hobbyflyer is on a great comeback here, because I think it was like 10 seconds behind at some point. But he's been driving really fast here in the end. 2 seconds behind now. What is going on? Hobbyflyer is catching up rapidly to Wally. Wally is, I think he's driving a bit too safe right now. Knows he's at 1st place, but he has lost a lot of seconds. He was 7 seconds ahead of Hobbyflyer just a few laps ago. Oh, and a bad turn there from Hobbyflyer though. So he will lose half a second to Wally. Can't really afford those kind of mistakes. Oh, and then will nudge the wall as well. Losing a bit of speed here. So not the best ending for Hobbyflyer. Wally is back to being 3 seconds ahead at least. But it's still very much doable for Hobbyflyer to take over this 1st place. Wally will enter lap 21 out of 22 now. 2 laps remaining. Back to business, Wally on his way to win the race. Will not go for the respawn checkpoint this time. And I think that's wise. He needs to start driving faster. 4 seconds ahead of Hobbyflyer now. He's losing a bit of time. set a really fast time in the previous lap, but it's clear that he might be driving a bit too risky. And as a consequence is losing a bit of time here. This time Wally without any faults at that part. Goes through it without losing any time, even though Flyer is gaining again. 3.5 seconds behind now. Behind them we got Arel keeping that third place with 4 seconds ahead of Sand. So yeah, I don't know if Sand can get back on the podium. Doesn't look like it. I feel like I want to follow Wally in case something happens, and of course something will happen. He hits the wall, getting the no drift, so he will lose a bit of time. Not that much though, it could have been worse for sure. As we see, he doesn't go for the wall hit either, so he will lose a bit of time here. Fly now less than 2 seconds behind Wally. Less than 2 seconds behind him. Soon only 1 lap left to go. That was a bad part from Wally. I think Flyer might have gained a bit more time. No, doesn't look like it. Still about 2 seconds behind him. But this is getting exciting now. Only 1 lap left to go soon. Can Wally keep it together? Usually don't see any major time losses here at the underground section. That was not a good entry though. Definitely not good. And Flyer will gain half a second. 1.5 seconds behind Wally now. Wally is feeling the pressure. Here is the last lap. Wally in the lead. Flyer 1 second 77 hundredths behind him. Entering the full speed section now. The exit can be a bit tricky. Not the best landing there from Wally, I think. Yeah, Flyer with more speed, and he's less than 1 second behind him now. Flyer, can he make it? Trying to catch up to Wally. Wally with a mistake! Wally with a mistake in the last lap! And Flyer has taken over first place! He had trouble with that part before. And it's now gonna cost him the win in the race. He's 4 seconds behind Flyer. What a comeback here from Flyer. Of course, it's still not over. We can still see a respawn from Flyer, and that could mean that Wally will take over first place after all, but I don't think the chances are that high for that to happen. Halfway through the last lap. Here's the tricky part. But no mistakes from Flyer. Drives through it without much effort. Okay, we can see him missing this checkpoint here. Ooh, a landing bug for Flyer. But he's not going to lose too much time with that. Wally gaining half a second. He is 3 seconds behind. Should not be enough though. Or it should be enough, I mean, for Flyer to win. Soon only a few laps or few turns left to go. And I don't see him losing 3 seconds in the underground section. Flyer is on his way to win the race. Here's the underground section for the last time. 3 seconds still ahead of Wally, who crashed in the last lap. Will Flyer win the best lap though? We'll see. I don't think so. No, he got that landing bug. It's not going to be it. But he will win the race. Congratulations to Flyer. And here is Wally taking second place. And Arel will take third place ahead of Sand at fourth. Congratulations to the top three. Flyer, Wally and Arel. With Wally getting the best lap. Jerem will take fifth. Here is Tween. Back to participating in the race. Will take sixth. Shorty at seventh. We got Roa gaining two positions in the end. Will take 8. I wonder, will that be enough to still be in the lead in the season? I will have to see once I have calculated the scores. Marius 89 will take 9th ahead of Can at 10th. Then we have Flyer for BX3. Will take 11th. Link will take 12th. Yoshi entering the underground section at 13th place. 4 seconds ahead of Revi. And it seems like we don't have a... Well, we have a close battle between Revi and Saber actually for 14th place. Here's Yoshi taking 13th, and who's gonna take 14th? It looks like it's gonna be Saber, who passes Revi in the last turn. Alright, who else do we have here? We got Mania Keys taking 16th. Nutella. Ooh, Beef coming up in the end and will sneak up on Nutella and take the position in front of him at 17th. Nutella at 18th. Then we got Theb1gG at 19th. Of course, a 10-minute timer has now started. Bart will take 20th, just ahead of Clockren at 21st. Hobby will pass Dog in the end and take 22nd. Then we got Monster at 24th. Kaiori at 25th. Royal will take 26th. He was at 50th place last time I saw him in the score, so it's a nice comeback. Fraggis will pass him though in the end. Chaos Hand will take 28th. Freddle Shaman will take 29th. Berserk 30th. Warlord still with one turn left to go. Gonna take 31st this week. Here is the next player, Matix. No one will pass him in the end, and he will take 32nd place. Voyager is next up. Takes 33rd, ahead of JHJ for IGN at 34th. Vince at 35th. We got Dino at 36th. Nat at 37th. 3 seconds in front of Chris6D, his teammate, who's up next at 38. We got Skunsor for Exception. Takes 39th. Magic Man will finish at 40th place. Then we got Checker for Skyline. Finishes at 41st, ahead of Shoso at 42nd, Vanilli at 43rd, and Anchor at 44th. Jeroen 98 Pro from the Netherlands will take 45th. And then Gala, a few turns left to go. It's gonna take 46th. 8 seconds in front of Infinity. 6 minutes left on the clock. Infinity step up next. Takes 47th. Then we got Cater at 48. 20 seconds in front of the next player. Ooh. Will hit the wall in the end, but not gonna matter, and will take 48. Alien Warriors entering the underground section now at 49th. See that there are still a lot of players driving. Of course, this map a bit harder than usual, so we'll see. We might have a couple of players that will not be able to finish this time. Alien Warriors will at 49th, and so will Ayona at 50th. Then we have Soren at 51st, another Skyline player. Will also take 51st ahead of Lunik at 52nd and Busey at 53rd. Fox Striker not far behind either at 54th. And here is Jamalio taking 55th. Dementia from France will take 56th. 16 seconds ahead of Stereo Gang, who is up next. Not that far ahead of Dunsty, but should be enough to stay in front. 5 minutes left on the clock now. Skid Racer is probably one lap behind. And Stereo Gang will take 57th, and here is Dunsty at 58th. Andre at 59th. And then we got Valnera taking 60th place. Vampy for Fury will take 61st. Claleroy for Spam will take 62nd. And here is Laximus taking 63rd. Premic, I guess. I think that is the name and not the team. Will take 64th. And Gamers Eras is next up at 65th. 4 minutes left on the clock now. No, actually Malele will pass him in the end. And take 65th, I mean. Here is Tiama, another French player. Slowly but surely getting through this underground section for the last time. Finishes at 67th. Now it's gonna be a while before the next player will finish as well. Mika Lodo at 68, 3 minutes left on the clock. 15 seconds or so remaining of the lap, probably less than that. Nine players still driving. Alright, here is Mika Lodo taking 68. And then we have Gwen for Endgamer. Endgamer's having a close fight with Skid Racer. Skid Racer passing him, entering the underground. And it looks like Skid Racer will gain a position here in the end. Takes the 69th position. So great finish there from Skid Racer, finishing ahead of Gwen. Zip639 participates for the first time, will take 71st place. And then we have a couple of players who sadly stopped playing late into the race, Patata and Thompson. So the next player is this person, RK, at 73rd. We'll go up to 72nd now. 2 minutes left on the clock. So see here, RK will definitely finish. See, I think he might actually be the last player though. Not so sure that Hoff can finish as well. We'll see. 2 minutes left now. Or less than 2. Alright, here's RK taking 72nd place. So next place is now Jaffafe, but still one more lap after this. No, it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be enough for Jaffafe, and that's gonna be it. So there's gonna be 3 players here not able to finish the race. Of course, one lap takes about 2 minutes if you drive it as fast as possible, so not enough time. So I guess we can start summarizing the race. Javi Flyer won it after a strong push in the end. Of course, Wally had the lead, but I think he had one big mistake in the second to last lap, and then in the last lap also with a mistake, or it was maybe a bit different. But yeah, he was 7 seconds ahead of Javi Flyer with not that many laps left to go, but Javi Flyer able to pass him and take first place. Wally was second, but will get the best lap and the 5 bonus points, so still really good performance here from Wally. Will get many points in the season. And then Aurel will take 3rd place, his second time on the podium. Took 3rd place as well in race 2. So good stuff by him. Sand at 4th place, was at 2nd of course for a long time. And even at 1st place at one point ahead of Aurel, but eventually would go down to 4th. I think he respawned after the obstacle part, and that was what cost him quite a lot of seconds. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Javi Flyer with the win, congratulations to him. So yeah, thanks everyone for playing, thanks for watching. I'll be back next Saturday with race 5 of season 4, powered by RaggedJungle.biz and Team Acer. Thanks for watching.